Hey, I'm Marin. Looking back on my life, I know I've had like anxiety problems and like certain like aspects of my depression were already manifesting themselves when I was like 7. Um, and then they really started becoming apparent to me when I was 14. So I started high school and some stuff started changing, and I was like, it's not. I wasn't doing as well, and I was like started slacking more in school, and like I was just losing all my motivation all the time, and I was more tired, that kind of stuff. And then in senior year, like finally, um, I started seeing a therapist. I started seeing like a psychiatrist, all that stuff. I got medicated and that kind of thing. So it's working back up. I just started college, so it's been a little rough with that new adjustment. In junior year, when I started thinking that I was like, I'm really like down all the time. This kind of sucks. Like, what's going on? I started looking for like other reasons why I might be feeling that way. And I was like, maybe I have like this vitamin deficiency or this vitamin deficiency. Eventually, over winter break, I was talking to my mom on the couch, and I was like, hey mom, I want to start seeing a psychologist, I think. Talk about, I was like, I think I was feeling like I definitely have anxiety, probably some like depression. And it took me so long just to admit to myself that it was okay to have that, because for so long I didn't want to admit because it scared me. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, no, I don't have depression because that's too scary. It's too real. It's too like intense. And I was like, no, I'm just having like a rough patch, that kind of thing. So it really took me a long time to finally come to terms with myself and like being okay with myself. So I'm really glad that I finally like came around and was like, yeah, I'm going to start seeing people for this. I'm going to start talking to people. I'm going to be a lot more open with it. Like I talked to all my friends about it, and like my friends have become more open about their mental illnesses with me because like we can share stuff now and like talk things out, that kind of stuff. I've come more open talking about it with my teachers if I need like extra time on something, more help, that kind of thing. And I think it's made me it's like almost ironically, because I have a lot of like social anxiety, I've made me almost like a more forward person, because I want everyone to like know certain things about me, that I'm like, hey, there's this thing. I think it's really just become a large part of my identity, and something that it's just how I work, who I am, that kind of stuff. It's like, that's my brain. It does its thing, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's okay to have this stuff. If someone were to ask me what my like big descriptors are of just like what makes me up and like what makes up like my mentality of who I am as a person, the fact that I'm gay and also the fact that I do have mental illness would be my top answers. It's really important to destroy the stigma surrounding mental illness, because lots of it it's really harmful, because the reason for such a long time that I tried to like deny the fact that I had mental illness was because of the stigma surrounding it. And like part of my brain was so like filled with those stigmas that like there was a part that I like believed that, and I was like, no, that's not true, but I was still scared of that. And I know that made my process like helping myself a lot harder, and it would have been so much easier if stigma surrounding mental health had been positive. Which is a lot of what Wear Your Label does. Lots of stuff where it's like, if you're wearing it and you can wear it outside, it shows that like you're not afraid to have it be a public thing. Like, it's a part of you. You will show it off, and that's okay. Like, that's really good. I think destroying the stigma is something that needs to be happening with so many issues, and like this is just one of them that's really important to me.